Hello there, welcome back. My name is Luke, and today we are going to talk about idioms again. If you didn't see the last video, let me tell you again what an idiom is. An idiom is a kind of expression or sentence or phrase that is always the same and can't be changed, and the meaning is different than the words you see. Okay, if you see these words, you can't always understand the meaning. The meaning is connected to culture. And one of the examples I gave last time was out of the blue, which if you look at these words out of the blue, you can't really understand what is that. So the meaning is connected to culture, and out of the blue basically just means suddenly. Something suddenly happened. Okay, so we're going to go on and we're going to talk about more. All right, here we go. The first example is call it a day. Now, some of you probably know this one because it's pretty common. If you call it a day, that means you have finished your work for today, or you want to finish your work for today and maybe continue tomorrow. You have more work to do later. So here's an example. Some students are in the library and they are studying for an exam. Okay? Students in the library studying for an exam. And maybe it's midnight or 1 a.m. It's very late. They feel tired and they decide it's time to finish. We're tired. We will study more tomorrow. So one student says to the others, let's call it a day. I'm tired. Let's call it a day. Okay, it means let's finish. One person usually says this to a group of people. Here's another example. A boss in an office tells this to his workers, and they're all working very hard all day on something. And finally, he feels, wow, they've been working very, very hard. They need to rest. We can continue tomorrow. So he says, okay, everyone, good job. Let's call it a day. Let's call it a day. Okay? So one person usually says this to a group of people. Okay? Again, it's very, very common, especially in these situations. All right. The next one is to get on someone's nerves. This basically means if you get on someone's nerves, you do something to bother them or to make them uncomfortable or a little bit angry. Sometimes we could say it means annoy. Similar to annoy. All right, here's an example. The strange person I met yesterday keeps calling me. It's getting on my nerves. So if I met someone yesterday and somehow they got my phone number and they keep calling me today, I don't really like that and I want them to stop. So I can say to someone else, this person is really getting on my nerves. You can say it to someone who's making you feel uncomfortable now or annoyed now. Someone is making a terrible noise and you don't like to hear the noise. You can just say, that's getting on my nerves a little bit. Could you stop, please? So this is a sort of polite way to ask someone to stop doing something, to say that it is getting on your nerves. Okay, and again, don't really look at each word. You just have to remember the whole thing to know how to use it. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Over the top. Over the top. Okay, if you just look at these words, it's really hard to understand the meaning. In this situation, for this idiom, over the top means something went too far or too much for the situation. Okay? So for example, somebody invites you to a small birthday party. Not a big deal, not a very, very big party, not a very expensive party. They just invite you to a birthday party. And you decide to wear a very, very expensive suit, maybe a tuxedo. A tuxedo is the most expensive and fancy and beautiful kind of suit, like you would wear to a wedding. But it's not a big party. So it would be strange if you went to this party wearing this suit. And so when you show up, when you come to the party, when you arrive, and people see you, they laugh at you. And they say, that tuxedo is a bit over the top. That means it's a bit too much. It's a bit too much, okay? You don't need to do this in a situation that only needs this. Over the top is when you do something that's above what is normal for the situation, or it's a little bit crazy in this situation. Another example, there is a wedding, and let's say a girl is getting married, and her father spends $100,000 on the wedding, and they go to a different country to get married, and it's very, very nice and beautiful, expensive, fancy. So the daughter maybe doesn't even want this. She might say, well, this wedding is a little bit over the top. Maybe she just wanted a more simple, normal wedding in her hometown, for example. So her father went too far. He went a little over the top. Okay, again, very common. It's sort of like a comment to somebody. A little over the top. Too much. Too much. Okay. Another one. Out of your mind. Out of your mind. And sometimes before out of your mind, people say, you must be. So you must be out of your mind. You use this in situations where somebody maybe asks you to do something, and you think that thing is crazy. How can you ask me to do that thing? So for example, we are in a boat, and outside of the boat are many, many sharks. If you don't know what a shark is, basically it's a very, very big fish that can kill you very quickly and eat you. And so you're in this boat, and your friend says to you, oh, jump out of the boat. Let's go swimming. Let's jump out and go swimming. Now, if we jump out and go swimming, probably, or maybe, we will be killed and eaten by sharks. So I can say to my friend, are you out of your mind? Do you want to die? Okay, are you out of your mind? Do you want to die? Or you must be out of your mind if you think I am going to jump out of the boat into shark water. Okay, like that. Very, very common. Very, very common. All right. The next one is hold your horses. Hold your horses is a colloquialism for slow down. Don't hurry. Don't go too fast. Okay, wait, like that. Wait. Here's an example. Let's go, I'm hungry. Two people. One person says, let's go, I'm hungry. Maybe go out to eat to a restaurant. The other person says, hold your horses. Hold your horses. Let me finish writing this email. So one person is doing something, writing an email. I don't know why I'm writing like this. Nobody writes like this. One person is writing an email, the other person is hungry and wants to eat. This person is pushing the other person to go. I'm hungry, let's go, let's go. But I'm busy for maybe 5 more minutes. Hold your horses, hold your horses. That means we will go. Just wait a moment. Don't push me too much. Hold your horses, hold your horses. Okay, here's another example. Again, two people talking. One person says to the other, I'm thinking about opening a restaurant. That means starting a business, a restaurant. The other person says, great, let's go downtown and look for places to rent. So this is a little bit too fast for this situation, right? Somebody said, I'm just thinking about doing this. And the other person says, okay, let's do it. Let's start. Let's go find a place for the restaurant. So the other person can then say, okay, hold your horses. Hold your horses. It's just an idea. I'm just thinking about it. I didn't decide to do it yet. I haven't done it yet. I haven't made a clear plan. Hold your horses. Okay, so the other person is a little bit too excited and wants to do a little bit too much too fast. Hold your horses. Okay. And I think that this one is more common in America. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure exactly which ones are used all over the world and which ones are used only in America. But if you use these in other countries that speak English, most of those people will understand. But again, I'm just teaching you American idioms because I am American. Okay. Next one is about a person's character. And that one is down to earth. If someone is down to earth, basically it just means they are humble. What is a humble person? A humble person is someone who doesn't think they are very wonderful and great. And if you say they are very wonderful and great, they will say, oh, no, I'm not so great. Like that. Oh, you're the best at this. You're very, very good. Amazing. No, thank you, but I'm not very great at that. This person is humble. This person is down to earth. Down to earth. So basically, down to earth is just an adjective to describe a kind of person. And it is the opposite of the word arrogant. Arrogant means you feel that you are the best, that you are number one. He's not arrogant. He's down to earth. Okay? Not arrogant, but down to earth. Let's see if I can come up with another example. I expected her to be full of herself, but actually she's very down to earth. So full of herself is again arrogant, and my expectation means I thought she would be. Someone maybe let's say I meet a famous person. I think, oh, they will think that they are very great, but in fact, they are not. They're very down to earth. And I could also say, I like down-to-earth people. I like down-to-earth people. That is the kind of person I like. Again, down-to-earth is just the adjective to describe a kind of person. All right. The next one is rings a bell. That rings a bell, or something rings a bell. You have to imagine in your head there's a little bell, and it goes ding, 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 ding. When you hear something that you heard before, maybe, but you're not sure exactly what it means or where it comes from. You know it. It's here. Somewhere it's here. But I'm not sure where it is, and I'm not sure what it means, and I'm not sure what it comes from. Here's an example. Have you ever heard of Schrodinger's cat? This is a story in science. It doesn't matter if you understand that or not. So, have you ever heard of Schrodinger's cat? Yeah, that rings a bell, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'm not sure what that means. Could you tell me? So, I want to tell the other person I am familiar with that. I know something about it. I heard the name before, but I'm not sure what details are there. Okay? It rings a bell, but I'm not sure. Could you remind me? Or could you tell me again? And it's common to use this for names. Do you know Stephen from Harvard? Yeah, that rings a bell. That rings a bell. Sorry, can you remind me? Can you remind me? That means tell me more. I know the name. I know that person, maybe, but I'm not sure. Okay, so it rings a bell. It's a small bell in your brain. Ding, 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 like that. Okay, to make up one's mind. To make up one's mind. That means to decide something. Somebody gives you a choice, and you either can decide or cannot decide what to do. You can choose or you cannot choose what to do. Here's an example. I want to eat hot pot. It's person 1 talking. Person 1. I want to eat hot pot. Person 2. Okay. No, I want to eat malaxiangguo. Malaxiangguo. Okay, fine. Person 2 says, okay, fine. No, person 1 says. I want to eat sushi. I want to eat sushi. Finally, person 2 says, make up your mind. So person 2 is impatient. Person 1 can't decide what he wants to eat, right? Hot pot or sushi or what? So person 2 wants person 1 to just choose something. Stop changing. Make up your mind. Sometimes people say this to other people when they are frustrated, a little bit angry, a little bit impatient, that another person can't decide. So you do this face and you say, make up your mind, okay? Make up your mind. Or can you just make up your mind? Very common. If you can't decide something, you can say it about yourself. So for example, I can't make up my mind about which university to go to. I can't make up my mind about which university to go to. Again, this is a very common way to describe that feeling of frustration, and also when you cannot decide what to do in a situation. All right, so remember these idioms, practice using them in different examples. If you want to ask me about your example, you can contact me on WeChat. So you can send me examples of these idioms, and I can check it for you. So you're going to add me on WeChat. And also, if you're interested in taking one-on-one classes, I also do that. I teach one-on-one classes on QQ and Skype and FaceTime. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. And I will see you next time.